Hello, 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 and welcome back, Rekt League. My name is Darth Ted, and I'm joined here by Endo. How's it going?
Oh, it's spicy night today, boy. We're gonna see some dragons fighting off an Infernal versus Mountain. Are you pumped?
I am so pumped, and the standings might say that Infernal is a 5-1 team, top of the record, and Mountain is a bottom tier 2-4. But in my opinion, these teams are very evenly matched, and there's a potential for a very big upset coming from Mountain.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, how often do the flames of an Infernal actually burn stone? I think this is going to be the turnaround week for Mountain. Although Shu and Zabel, the two highlight players of Infernal, may have something to say about that.
That is very true, and we do know that Infernal is a very late scaling team, and they only seem to get better every week. So we'll have to see what they're going to be pulling out. But we have an interesting fact: Kanabi and Zabel are actually twins, going up head to head against each other.
Oh my gosh, is that I didn't even know that Zabel had a twin. I didn't know that much pretty could be divided between two people. I thought he was hoarding it all. That's amazing.
And speaking of the players, we'll just run through the lineups right now. We have Mountain on the blue side, Infernal on the red. In the top lane for Infernal, we have Cobalt. In the jungle, Zabel. In the mid lane, Shu, of course. At ADC, Rovian. And Spence Champ rocking that blue screen of death as your support.
All right, and then on the mountain side, on the top lane, we have Quaz. We have Shadow of Gold, Shadow of Mold, Shadow of Old. We'll see which one decides to show up in the jungle today. In the mid lane, we have Zegli. In the bot lane, ADC, it's going to be Fat Super Dude. And for the support, it's going to be Kanabi.
Hell yeah. And I'm just very excited to see these matchups because both junglers like to play a very aggressive gank heavy style. And Shadow of Old really likes to fight around his mid and top. And Zabel, what do you know, does the exact same thing. So we'll see what happens in this one. These early skirmishes are really going to turn the tides of the game.
Yeah, I think that's going to be where the highlight's going to be is watching those two play because they're also very intelligent in knowing that if a jungler shows himself, you have to make him pay for giving up that information, and they both reacted very well to that.
All right. There
And
we
it
have
looks
it.
like that they are going to be ready to. So I'm ready to kick this thing right off. How
Oh,
about
yeah.
you?
Let's just get straight into this. Send
Let's
it.
dive in.
Ooh, Mountain's got an AFK.
Oh, we'll just have
Infernal.
to report him and move forward, right? Is
Yeah.
that no? That's not how it
We
works.
can just substitute you in for the AFK, right?
Yeah,
Just
I
one
can
of the
cast
casters?
and play at the same
Same
time.
time? Yeah, yeah, that works.
I mean, if you're bad at both, what does it matter?
Giving Infernal the free win with that one. But gotta say, Infernal already have the mental edge being all together at the same time.
Yeah, but
Speaks to
you
him.
do have to give Mountain credit for all having the Mountain icon. Where Infernal, they're all over the map with their player icons.
Right. I honestly, Zegli on my screen still has a different icon, so that must be a spectator bug right there.
Maybe a spectator, but I mean these pre-mades are always a little haphazard with their like. I'm pretty sure Shoe isn't gold 3.
And I don't think Quaz is Diamond 4 unless that's TFT rank, which he definitely is Diamond 4.
I've actually completely fall. Oh, they're ready. They're ready. Let's go ahead.
Oh,
Let's kick
yeah.
off this party.
Shadow Vold setting it off, and we got the first bands coming out. I'm expecting to see a Vladimir band right off the rip, not giving Shu that champion.
Ooh, and there it goes. I mean, it's just a high scaling champion that's hard to gank. Yeah, take that off the map.
Come on. What's the
And the
worst that can
Jinx
happen?
takeaway from Fat Super Dude, not giving him that long range safe 80 carry. That is interesting. I was very much expecting a first ban Silas right there.
Sure, yeah. I guess the thing too though is Silas that dangerous in the jungle now? And am I? Oh, and again another shoe ban, a late scaling Cassidon ban, which is a smart ban.
It's not that dangerous, but from Shadow of Old, it's super dangerous, and that's why they
Sure,
take it away.
that's true. It's the player, not the champion. You got to think of. And they do ban the Silas in the for the second ban. So good call, good read there, Darth Dad.
Hey, Fat Super Dude, get out of Twitch chat. You're in the game right now. Turn off the stream. Mute it and
Turn off the
minimize.
stream.
Get out of here. And then the Ornn ban away from Cobalt, which we saw Quaz play 2 of last week, and the first game didn't look great, but the second game looked better. But taking Cobalt, that tank away from Cobalt, giving that safe pick, and the extra power for Shu in the late game, it's pretty smart.
Absolutely. And the first pickup off the bat is Echo. Do you think this is going to be going mid or jungle? This could be a flex.
Most likely jungle. I'm assuming it's Shadow of Old.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't have Silas, you might as well get Echo. They actually play very similarly, even though their kits look very different.
Yeah, and Mountain also has, I think, an 83% ban rate against them with the Echo, so allowing them to pick it up, pretty good. But we see a Nautilus and a Rek'Sai on the other side of the table. Zabel looking to get this early game champion right up and running.
Loving the Rek'Sai. I mean, he's a great invade champion. She with her passive to be able to kind of like echo location the other enemy jungle. It's just lets Zabel be super aggressive.
Hell yeah. And I really love the Galio and Tristana pickup on the other side. We got a full go forward team comp from Mountain so far.
One direction. And then Cobalt's going to pick up the big bad dog Nasus himself. This is their style, right? They really like to get beefy. They like to go towards the end game, and Nasus is just infinitely scaling, so it totally fits for Cobalt.
I like Shoemaker's comment in the Twitch chat. Just trying to get on your side. Making you hype him up even more.
I'm voting for Mountain. You're absolutely
it already
right,
worked,
Shoemaker.
yeah.
They picked the Echo. I'm just gonna be a little one-sided with my calls here.
Yeah, but you were saying Infernal right now has a huge beefy front line of the Nasus and the Nautilus. So Tristana's going to have to do a lot of work in this late game to get through it. The Echo pickup looking a little bit worse with this huge front line. So we're going to have to see Shadow of Old pull out some really, really good flanks in the late game team fights. Or just have him split push.
Yeah. I mean, the only issue, though, is if you have him split push, an Echo can never take down a Nasus. It just won't happen.
That is true.
We're going to see a Gangplank, a Caitlyn, and Alistar ban. Out of those three, or have any of those surprised you?
No, I think they're all very standard bans against both these two teams. The Victor also is a really good one, taking away that pick from Shu. Huge control mage like that with this beefy front line. So it's going to be bad news bears. But they get rid of it.
And that ban it's another the player, not the champion kind of thing. Because it's not like Victor's incredibly strong right now, but Shu is incredibly strong with Victor. And we see Ezreal, the safe ADC poke for Rovian.
I think that's a bad pickup. I really don't like Rovian's Ezreal. Ezreal in general just has a very slow scaling kind of playstyle. And I guess how Infernal looks at the game is they want to have one early game threat and one late game threat. And right now, Rek'Sai's that early game threat, and Ezreal's that late game. So they just need to be able to bridge those two things together. But I think the bot lane from Infernal hasn't been showing enough prowess in lane to actually farm up well enough to help them bridge that gap to the late game.
Interesting. Do you think it could perhaps be...
Oh, we got a dodge.
We have a dodge. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and just redo the pick and bans and recreate exactly what was happened. Hopefully everything was okay. Was that who was AFK?
No, it was supposed to be a Corki pick, but it ended up bugging out. So we're going to get everybody back into the lobby, and everybody picked.
There's calls for send it or end it in the chat. I don't know if you guys could see that, but that's pretty funny. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and recreate it, and then a Corki pick.
Yep. Wait, who's missing right now? We have Kanabi. We need Blue Screen of Death. I don't think I have him on my friends list. It's Fat Super Dude, right? Where'd he go?
I do not see him there. Well, we'll let Darth Ted kind of work out the technical stuff because I'm all thumbs with that. Meanwhile, I'll just kind of talk. The mountain side we have. That's actually very AP heavy, right? We have Lux, Echo, Corki. Then they got their tank. So it's just essentially going to be Tristana bringing the AD damage against some beefy boys. The Corki could perhaps help a little bit with the tanks, but it's really going to be on the Tristana's shoulders for this game to cut down that front line.
Yeah, which Tristana as an AD carry is very safe enough to be able to do that. You know, you have that rocket jump to be able to buffer to get away from some of the CC that'll be coming through. It's just going to be an issue of can you stay away from Zabel's Rek'Sai enough to be able to actually hit the front line, or are you going to be running away the whole fight? Which, if it's case number 2, then you pretty much lost the fight already.
Yeah, and the thing with Zabel is, if he just gets that Rek'Sai mark onto Tristana, he is very aggressive. He might just alter right there and delete her, because once Tristana's out of the fight, the tanks will be able to thrive. And the more I'm looking at the Infernal's team comp, the less I feel good about that Echo. I'm glad they played to the casters, but that is a hard team to dive in with Echo.
Yeah, and I think it would have been a little bit better if they didn't have the Lux support, right? Having something, maybe like the Pike, maybe a AD threat, or just having another tanky frontliner for a fat super dude just to stand behind and peel for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, a Lux and Echo combo would be nicer if Infernal's team was a little thinner. They weren't such chunky boys. But we'll see. I mean, perhaps because if Echo does get ahead, Echo can take over the game, 100%. He can make it so they don't hit that scaling point. You get a couple kills on him early game, and it becomes a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, and yelling at me to change screen, but it's just going through the same exact things we've already seen.
Oh, what's the surprise? They're picking Teemo. Oh no, never mind. We actually already know all the picks and bans, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, what? Honestly, though, Teemo would be super hype.
Dude, I think sub out the Echo for Leandri's Teemo. Now we're talking. Now that's a big brain jungler right there.
Yeah, the Teemo jungle. Have we seen Jmu play it yet? Or not Jmu. Jmu's AD carry.
Right.
Vash
I was
is
just memeing.
yeah, never mind.
Does Vash actually play Teemo?
No, Jmu does on Ocean, but
Jmu does?
he's AD carry, so he's not going to do it this season. That feels bad.
Yeah, Teemo's really known for his jungle clear pre-6, so I understand why he picks him.
They did buff it recently with the last random champion buffs to jungle. But
like, how do you even? When do you ever clear Raptors?
It's basically you don't.
You just always skip it, right? Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah,
you just never.
Basically, you get red buff, you gank level 2 with your auto attack slows, and the poison and red buff tick is so insane.
Sure.
People don't expect it; you just kill them. But yeah, we get the Corki pickup, which is the last one we ended on before the dodge.
All right, and then
this
so was
going to be the Lux.
It was supposed to be Corki instead of Lux?
I think so. Yeah, that's probably it. His client froze up. That was supposed to be a Corki and not a Lux, which makes a lot more sense.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Now we're going to see a little chunkiness over on Mountainside. Okay, yeah. That I like a little bit more.
Although Malphite, if you're putting that top lane into the Nasus, it's going to be a little bit rough for you just because the Nasus still will be able to free farm up in that lane.
You don't think it would be a support?
I think it's a support Galio.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, I like their go button, right? Because you can just keep everyone basically frozen and stunned if you have the right engage. Malphite, followed up by the Galio, will keep them knocked up long enough for the Echo Bubble to land. It's going to take a huge amount of coordination, but that is a wombo combo. You don't get control of your champion for 7 seconds.
Yeah, the issue is they have to pop the Black Shield on Malzahar first, and that's going to be a little bit hard unless they can snipe it with a Corki rockets beforehand. Sure. And it's going to be really hard to lock down the Ezreal. So the only person, if they're going for this Wombo combo team fight, they can probably pick off the Nautilus and Rek'Sai, but again, they're going to be pretty tanky champions, and everyone from Infernal is pretty slippery, at least the targets you're trying to be going for.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I mean, if you just, it is a Galio support. You're right. Good call on that. So it is. If you do just accept though, as Malphite, you're gonna die. I mean, maybe you just use the Malphite ult to pop the Mal's bubble. Did I say that right? I'm gonna make so many mistakes this cast right now. By the way, between Malphite and Malzahar, there's no way I'm not gonna screw that up.
Yeah, it's almost as confusing as like Zed and Set.
It's brutal.
It's brutal. Right, name your champions differently, please.
Come on, start using a different language or something at least.
Yeah, but I do like
Well,
both of these team comps. They seem very straightforward. You got the long range auto attacks both from the Corki and the Tristana on the side of Mountain to be able to shove down turrets pretty hard. And you got this wombo combo team from Malphite, Echo, and Galio on top of it. And both Corki and Tristana can jump in. It's just the
yeah.
issue of if they jump in and don't focus down the right targets, then they probably are going to lose to Infernal in the team fights.
So who do you think actually wins? Let's say Gold's even. Who do you think wins the team fight?
In a 5v5 setting, Ezreal and Malzahar, if it's front to back, are super strong. But if it gets really, really late into the game, this Nasus is going to be doing less and less in team fights just because Corki and Tristana can tight super effectively. So it's really going to be a 4v4 most of the time. And I give the advantage over to Infernal, I think, in team fights.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but because they picked Echo, I'm gonna have to go ahead and say Mountain wins hands down, every team fight. I do like though. I will say I do like Mountain's go button, like memes aside, better. They do have a big chance. Like I think Infernal probably, like you were saying, is gonna be more split pushing, especially with the Nasus. Um, but with that Malphite go button, it's just going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, they get like a big explosive engage. I hope to see that.
Yeah, I don't see how they deal with the Nasus split push. And maybe
Yeah,
the answer is they don't deal with it. They just go. They go on
right.
the 4v5 and win the fight and then take objectives. Which, if they don't fall behind early, that's a super viable strategy.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's hard to be able to say like, okay, we need to fight now, and there be an opportunity to fight now. Because I mean, knowing that one of Infernal's strength is their team play, right? If they know it's a 4v5, very rarely will Infernal accidentally push or be out of position. Um, like she's gonna be screaming on the mic, like, don't go in there, Cobalt's top lane and stuff. So we'll see if they'll be able to take advantage of 4v5 situations.
Yeah, we do see Infernal does like to play very slower games, though. And you
Sure.
can tell from their win timers and the early advantages they get sometimes don't correlate to their victories at the end of the game. But I think that in this game, if they do get ahead early, they need to push super hard to not give Mountain the ability to just 5-man wombo combo.
Yeah, but like you said, that's just not in their blood, right? They're not they're going to take it one tower at a time. Which is also why I brought some extra glasses of water. I'm assuming two 45-minute games for this cast. So luckily I have nothing else to do tonight. We'll be good. It just means more league, and that's what the people want.
And more of our voices.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's a yin and yang, right? You guys get more league, but you got to deal with Endo screaming nonsense more. So, but luckily, we'll have Dark Ted here to correct me on anything I'm blabbering about. That's why we got a great caster duo. That's a duo we got.
Gotta
like
ask,
the dodgeball.
what do you think is the best Echo skin coming from the master himself?
Ooh, I would say the I'm a big fan of the SKT skin.
All right, so Shadowfold striking out on that one.
Yeah,
Going
the
with
Project Echo. That's a noob trap.
He's playing too much TFT.
Yeah, that's too much of a noob trap. It's that one or the I forgot the Sandstorm Echo. Sandstorm Echo, I think, is my favorite actually.
It's a pretty good one too.
Yeah. Project Echo, Shadow, you're trying too hard to get me to like you.
I think the Zabel and Shu teaming up, getting the Snowday Malzahar and the Black Frost Rek'Sai, getting that synergy down.
Yeah, it's just a sign of things to come. I hope Zegli gets ready to use that teleport because you are going to be backing a lot.
Oh yeah. And we have it. We're getting into game right now. Mountain versus Infernal on the Rift. Lots of pings coming out from Infernal, looking for this early invade, going towards that tri-bush. And it seems like we'll have to see where the 5-man stack from Mountain comes up, or they're just splitting.
I hope we see an invade. I think Nautilus is just one of those great champions to put that hook into someone's guts, lock them down, and they are actually pressing forward.
Yep, Kanabi's gonna be able to see him out right now. They cover around the wall. He's got to run. He makes it around the corner, and that should just be it.
What a sneaky little devil! He turned the corner too, so that he'd be out of vision as they entered the bush.
In this ward right here, they see where they're gonna place. Oh, they didn't get to kill it either.
They didn't get to finish it. Wow, great ward. Played like a pro. Now they're all just gonna walk out together to make sure no one gets picked off. And we see Shadow Bolt actually getting a nice deep ward on the enemy jungler side. Be able to see when exactly Sable's going to get to the red buff.
And I'm actually surprised by Infernal. They didn't drop a ward on the Raptors or on the red buff, so they don't actually know where this Echo is going to be starting or where he's going to be pathing.
Yeah, that Krug's red. I mean, maybe you could see if Echo's going to do a full clear. Pretty interesting. Oh, we're going to see some cheese. We're going to see some Gouda in the tri-bush down there.
Yeah, interesting. Kanabi went to lane and didn't actually start the leash for his jungler, so this might be a little bit dangerous for the side of Mountain, but
Shadow's actually getting a really poor leash, and Echo's first clear is not strong, so he's going to be held back. But look at that, he's already just half health. But it looks like they're not Spence Champ and Rovian aren't able to pick anything up from that little tri-bush shenanigans.
Yeah,
I do have to point out something I love that Zabel does is he puts down the ward, backs, and immediately gets the Oracle Lens. It's the little things like that that makes him such a pro ganker.
Yeah, it's really good on Rek'Sai, just being able to sniff out those early wards.
Yeah, and make sure you're not wasting time in a bush because they see you the whole time. Nothing feels worse as a jungler just wasting time, not knowing that they know exactly where you are and they're not going to step forward.
And we see Fat Super Dude and Kanabi actually pushing into the Nautilus Ezreal right now, which, I mean, Tristana can't help but push when you have that E up, but it's going to be a little bit rough because Zabel's going to be looking to level 3 gank down here. And we see him heading down already with that sweeper and knows he's not spotted. He's going to be going through this tri-bush. And
he is behind them.
Yeah, Tristana can get out, but the Galio is just going to be focused down right here. Never mind, Tristana able to jump away, has the heal up, flashes. And they're actually able to get out with a nice Galio taunt from Kanabi.
It was incredible. It was so perfectly timed. He taunted and flashed out of position. So by the time that they got that they were untaunted, no one was available to be killed. However, they do blow, heal, and flash on it. So it wasn't a terrible gank by Sable.
Yeah, and the issue now for the bot lane of Mountain is this is just a giant freeze, and they don't have summoner spells to step up. So Rivian's just going to be able to free farm the rest of this laning phase.
Yeah, exactly. Tristana wants anything to do. Like you were saying earlier, it's really hard for Tristana to get good wave control with her explosive charge every time she kills a minion. So now they're in an awful position. Look at this.
Yeah, it's insanely bad for them. It's just a huge wave stack. And they don't know if Zabel's camping around here or not, so they're so scared to step up. And look at that.
Low health, no flash. No
they step up, and Zabel's back on the way bot. Good hook onto the Galio, though. Explosive charge coming up. Good taunt. Stops Rovian from going in any further. That's just going to be first blood over to the Ezreal.
Beautiful. Well, you beautifully done setting up the lane and just baiting them in like that. It's a great job. And and you were speaking earlier too. I mean, Rovian does have a hard time with getting the gold in the CS lead. This is going to help him become relevant later in the game.
Yeah, and he's up 14 CS right now on Fat Super Dude. Has the first blood. So it's looking good for him.
So if you're... Oh, and then we have another engage in by Spence Champ. He's just getting hungry over here. Unfortunately, Rovian's going to have no more mana to really engage. But, geez, he's got 3 times the CS and 2 levels on Fat Super Dude.
Oh, and we miss a gank in the top lane. Looks like Shadow Volt was just able to sneak in from no vision on Cobalt and murders him. Picks up a kill for himself, which is where you want it, rather than the Malphite.
Very nicely done. And you know what? it puts Nasus in a tough position because you don't want to go back and first buy Spectre's Cow if you're Nasus. You want something with cooldown. Ideally, shoot, what's that blue sword that goes into
Sheen?
Triforce? Yeah, ideally a Sheen or even anything basically with cooldown because you want to get your stacks up. Because of the double AP jungle and top, he's going to go for defense instead. We see Zabel actually flashing in on Zigli, trying to get some damage done, and gets nothing for it. Zigli doesn't even blow any summoners. Great cool-headedness by him.
Yeah, Shu is just a little bit too far away. They were trying to plan out a flash knockup into the flash ult from Shu, but Zabel's just a little bit too far, and Zigli actually just placed that ward in the bush to see him, so good sniff out from him.
Yeah, and way to keep a cool head with that, because going against these two, Shu and Zabel, and not blowing your flash as soon as you see it used on you, I think either you have to be incredibly brave or incredibly dumb. Looks like he was incredibly brave.
Yeah, we'll call it brave this time.
We'll call it brave. We'll call it.
Oh, Echo
Shadow's
going mid.
Gonna come with the return. Now, she does have ult, so he doesn't want to dive him under turret for sure. Yep, and he backs off of that.
Yeah, I think it was just for a little bit of pressure. Zegli was just forced under turret and is trying to do his best to farm up here. He's level 6 now, so we'll have an easier time with that, though.
Yep, and we actually see Shadow Bolt coming in. The brush is pink. He's going to just start his back rotation, see if there's anything available here, which looks like there will. Oh, I spoke too soon. He's actually going in. We see Kimby going. Nice.
Yeah, gotta focus down Spence Champ on this one. Good CC chain there. Getting the bombs from Tristana. She has to jump up again, but doesn't look like they're going to go for it. Teleport actually used by Shu. And that's a big cooldown to be used, but he's going to be able to run up mid afterwards. What's a...
Now I know 100% if Darth Cat was on that Tristana, that was a jump in.
Oh yeah, I was definitely jumping in, and I would either get the kill or I would have died. Probably would have been dead there.
Now, however, they do get the flash off of Spence Champ, which is it's always good if you get the flash off on the Gage champion.
That is true. And it's also good to just buy this mountain bot lane a little bit of more pressure. Honestly, though, the Tristana does have a a pickaxe to the tier of Ezreal. So right now, they're kind of even in power just because Ezreal's level 5. So fights can go their way if they get a good double taunt off.
Yeah, that is one of the issues with Ezreal getting early gold is you don't actually use it to get more powerful, right? You do it for later, but you always have to buy tier first. So it does allow Tristana to get back because she can get actual items that do damage.
Yeah, and it kind of figures that Zabel's twin gets ganked by Zabel pretty much constantly in this game.
I mean, you can't
bad.
Let your brother get away with the same rift as you. Come on.
Of course not. We got a good fight in the top lane. Qua's going hard on the Cobalt, but Zabel is lurking nearby. Might be trying to go for this gank. Could turn into a 2v2 because we do see Shadow of Old is up here, but it's pretty low from that blue buff. Zabel's going in, and Malphite does have ult to get away. Might use it. And there it is. And Echo here gets a one-man stun, but it's not going to go in off of that.
Oh, we do see a TP. This might be too
That's bad for Corki. Yeah, Shu is there with a suppress going in, and the package is going to be used, and he gets away with a sliver of health. Whew.
My God, the size of the package on that, man. You know what? It is guts. It's not stupidity. This guy knows when to use his summoners and barely survive. He's just trying to tilt Shu. That's all it is. He's playing all along. Not even close.
Teleporting into 3 members as Corki feels a little suspect to me, but he ended up living, so
I like the gusto.
Yeah, a lot of gusto on that one. It does allow for Infernal to get this early Rift Herald, though, which we know Zabel loves to try to get them.
Yeah, I mean, it's great if you're able to use it before the plates drop. It's insanely powerful. We'll see which lane they decide to use it on. You probably actually want to use it mid because Nasus wants to stay in lane, right?
Yeah, mid or bot, most likely, allowing the Ezreal to just start being able to roam away. We see a 3-man gank onto Zegli. He isn't able to get his Valkyrie off beforehand, but a good counter ultimate from Kanabi is allowing him to get away.
Yeah, that's I actually think that's gonna go in the and you see Shu just pinging the hell out of Galio's ult there. That's actually a plus for Infernal here. You get that Galio ult down, then you could be more aggressive in lane. You don't have to worry about some sneaky statues landing in your face.
Indeed. And right now from Mountain, I kind of want to see some more ganks top, resulting in pressure for Quaz to roam down mid and try to kill Shu more. Because a Malphite ult onto his Shu right now is probably going to be good enough to kill him. If that passive is popped, of course.
Yeah, and like you were saying earlier too, I mean, Corki's a great champion to pop that passive, so I could totally see them setting that up. However, it looks more like they're going to be setting up vision for the dragon. And
Shadow
of
Yeah, he is in a bad spot right now. He does have the ultimate, and will get the stun off onto one. Zabel is by himself right now. Nautilus coming in. Ezreal with the follow-up. Not enough. Nope, never mind. Able to take him out with that Nautilus ultimate.
You know, it was that E back in. I've seen Echoes, including myself, do it 1,000 times. If you press E and someone's in range to warp to, you gotta take it, and it ends up costing him his life.
Yeah, it was just a little bit greedy from Shadow of Old right there. He was stepping up to take the Scuttle Crab, but his bot lane was back in base, so he had no pressure from his laners to help him out. And then he just got collapsed on from a good roam from Spence Champ.
Yeah, and good heads up play by Rovian as well, right? To actually be up there and be able to chunk him enough for the Nautilus ult to pick him off. Now we see Quaz is going to be trying to shove the wave permanently under the tower, so Nasus can't keep, or it'll be harder for Nasus to stack up his Q.
And
however, he has no wards down. He's going to be very open to another visit from that she-bug, Rek'Sai.
yeah, but he does have the Sunfire Cape completed already, where Rek'Sai isn't even finished with a jungler item, so should be pretty safe, able to ult away from anything. But you see a sneaky Echo right here, just sliding in through this grove to get into these bushes. And he's going to let... Quaz actually takes a minion back with him, and it's going to force Cobalt to actually try to step up in this lane.
See, I don't know how Echo ever kills him with the...
Oh, like this.
He'd be dead wrong, though.
Nasus will have ultimate, though. But they have... Yeah, it burns the flash, and they're able to get the TP out from Shu. They should be okay here to walk away. That's 2 summoner spells for the price of a sneaky Echo.
Yeah. I think Echo, though, he needs gold right now, and I think a Nasus with a Spirit Visage may not be the play to go for the sneaky stuff. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Corgi goes too far under. Echo's going to go ahead and try and chunk down Malzahar, but he's not going to have enough damage, unfortunately, and Sable's going to just saunter on over to him. He's going to pop the passive on Sable and call it a day. Looks like Corgi was just barely out of position, and that Shu's ult, man, he knows when to use it.
Yeah, and they're summoning the Rift Herald mid for this guaranteed gold on the mid lane turret. And they're going to be able to take 2 plates off it, and they might finish it off. Echo's coming in, gets the stun, but no turret pressure onto Zabel. And he actually gets the last auto attack, so they're able to save it for now.
Yeah, I think it's just a band-aid on a very big wound, though. There's a lot of gold. Look at the CS difference between Malzahar and Corki right now, plus all those tower plates. He's going to be dishing out some damage with his little... I don't want to call it... I'm trying to think of a better word than space aids, but whatever, we'll just call it. I'm like, what's a nicer way to say what his ability looks like?
Malefic Visions? Maybe?
Yeah.
That's the name of it.
I've only known it as that other term I've used. Playing this game for like 4 years, never knew what it was actually called.
The non-PC version of it.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun game to play. Name the ability from the nickname.
What it's known as. Not its actual name. You see Knight's Vow being placed onto Ezreal by Spence Champ. It's going to help Rovian survive even longer. Actually helps Spence Champ too as he goes in with the big chunky Nautilus. The Brogan's able to do damage and just heal him a little bit. 'Cause we've already seen a couple fights where people have lived with like 2 HP.
Yeah, and honestly, there was a fight bot lane while we're watching top where Fat Super Dude had to blow heal because the Ezreal ultimate almost took out Kanabi. And Rovian already got the mana and the Sheen completed, is looking super good in this lane. It's just, look at the poke onto Fat Super Dude.
Oh, it's brutal.
Just 2 Qs already down to half health. That's insane. And they're using all this pressure just to invade in the bot side jungle, getting so much vision, and they're going to be setting up for the second Mountain Drake that's going to be spawning in about a minute. Oh, Corky in a bad spot. They're spotting him with the Rek'Sai Tremors, and he's going to be able to Valk away. Never mind, heal is used for the move speed, and they just ult him up, suppress him, and Shu has slain Zegli 2-0 on this Malzahar.
Now, who used heal there?
It was the Malzahar. He's got the spellbook, so he switches when he uses it.
Spellbook. I'm freaking scanning the map like crazy. That's a big brain play there to move it forward.
Oh yeah, we
Get
got
the
double
tower and the
spellbook.
kill. Beautiful, beautiful move there. Get the first blood, gets the tower. Malzahar is a huge right now.
Completely. And with all this pressure in the bot lane, I would want to see Zabel just at this dragon already so they can just take it on spawn, but he's going to be a little bit delayed.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the vision, right? They're going to... You can't walk in as Mountain, even get close to the dragon. They've got bot lane super pushed up. This should be an easy take for them. We have actually... Big Taco points out the Maramoon or whatever it's called on the Corky. Instead of going for the Triforce first time.
Yeah, I think it's wrong. You really want to go for Triforce on Corky. It just allows you to do so much damage and convert your second item, which is going to be Infinity Edge. But it looks like Infernal are calling for the second Rift Herald. They're coming up here. They spotted out Shadow of Old super low. And they're just going to be able to bully off Mountain. And
man, that feels so bad if you're top side for Mountain. You can't even trade objectives. You know they're at Mountain. And then they just saunter up here and take Herald as well. That's tough. You hate to see it.
That you do. It's just super rough for Mountain right now, the team. Down 4K. They're trying to scale up to get to this mid-game spike where they have Corky Tristana just being able to pop off the Malphite ults, but Infernal's just playing the map super well, and they look super clean while doing it.
Yeah,
rotating
that's the thing, right? It's the rotations. They're beautiful there. They're knowing exactly not only where they should be, but where the enemy should be, and they're all able to go there together and punish them.
And honestly, it's stemming from the fact that bot lane got so ahead off of that first gank from Zabel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just allowed for this Ezreal to have a very sizable lead over the Tristana, and honestly was never in danger of dying throughout this laning phase.
No. I mean, he's going to have a Triforce finished as a second item, and Tristana's just barely finished her IE as a first item. Like, that's how far ahead he is. Triforce is not cheap by any manner.
Yeah, we'll probably get a little bit of a lull right here. Full state. No objectives are on the map. 1 outer turret remaining for Infernal, but Quaz is looking like a big beefy boy right now, so it's going to be hard to actually take him down. He might be going for Leandries with that Blasting Rod and Ruby Crystal. That'd be interesting to see.
I hope not. I don't think Leandries is a good ability on Malzahar because he doesn't have that much dot damage, right? So you're not gonna get most out of that. Oh my god, no!
It's okay.
Leandries is good on Malzahar, but not on Malphite.
It looks like
I
they
can see him
both
going
might
for
be building
Morellas
it.
though. He may be going Morellas to try and cut some of the healing of the Nessus.
That is true as well. I do know that the Leandries passive does get procced from the Sunfire Cape, so it might be worth it.
Oh, that is an interesting interaction. Okay. All right. You might be selling me a little. Yeah, Cop, you know what? I think you're right. I think it is a Rella. Good call. We're going to go for that 20-minute row and get that sacked at,
Please don't build
tomorrow
right now. Yeah.
They know that Infernal games go late, so
You might as well build stacking. Everybody builds Aroa.
right.
Oh, Fat Super Dude is disconnected. Yeah, we just gonna be sitting on a little bit of pause. Baron has spawned, but I don't think any team is gonna be going for that. Ezreal's on his 2-item power spike, got that Triforce completed, and the Miramana completed and transformed.
Fully transformed.
It's
and
looking really
I
good
think
for
it was
Infernal.
before 20 minutes. Like that is. I'm happy if I get it at 25 minutes, but I'm also a scrub here, so that's incredible job by Rovi in this game. Look at the CS lead, 177 at 20 minutes. 20 minutes, almost perfect CS.
Yeah, but if you're talking about perfect CS, you scroll over to Shu, who's at 194 right now at 20 minutes.
Yeah, but we get it. Shu's really good at the game. We understand.
Yeah, that is true.
In fact, I'm going to rip on him for not having perfect CS. He's down 6 CS. It's pretty embarrassing for Shu to be that off. How can you not have 200 CS at 20 minutes, Shu? Oh, so bad.
I think it's because Zabel's playing Rek'Sai and actually does his Raptors. Shu can't just go and take him.
Fair, very fair.
All right, but what do we need to see from Mountain to be able to come back? Because they are about 5K behind at 20 minutes, which is it's a big lead for Infernal, and they're feeling super ahead. And we see Corki also delaying his item spike even further by having to go for the QSS. Just getting caught out from the Malzahar ultimate is too much for him.
Yeah, and you know what? I think, though, if I'm Corki, I may not even buy it, because even if they start the ult on you, you're dead anyway, right? Mm-hmm. If you QSS the ult, it doesn't matter. You're probably gonna be dead from those 5 seconds that they've held you down, or 2 seconds.
I don't know. You should be able to Valkyrie out of it, especially if you have flash up. I think it's gonna be very good in later stages of the game. I just think I don't know, the Muramana first item was a little suspect, just because you can't even stack it as fast as an Ezreal can.
Sure, yeah. I think my line of thinking, though, is if you're Corki, you should never be in ult range anyway.
Fair.
So you're already messed up. So you might as well build towards damage, because it's your job as Corki, right?
Yeah, just be able to whittle down the front line.
In an ideal world, of course, but we know that these games can be very, very difficult, and I am the king of being put out of position, so I understand. I do like that Shadow's build path here. It's pretty smart, reacting towards the chunkiness of Infernal. He's going for the mask, the Abyssal Mask.
Oop, we're getting ganked in the top lane. Shu going in onto the Malphite. Quaz popping the ultimate, getting him super low. Shu kills Malphite, but he might be taken down. One more auto attack will do it, but no! Oh, flash forward. Ignite is able to take him out. And we have a 1-for-2 kill in the top lane. Shu looking super good on the Malzahar.
Yeah, he was almost to do that by himself. But you know what? That's a nice shutdown for Corki, and that's going to be the kind of things that we need to see to get them back into the game.
Yeah, and it was a good roam up from Spence Champ to be there for his mid laner.
Yeah, absolutely, and it forcing the Corki to blow the flash is definitely worth it.
We have bot lane, a Tristana who's half health against the 3-level up Nasus, who also spawned Rift Herald. This start's gone. The rest of Mountain is collapsing though, and this might be a bait. Tristana going in, looking for it.
I want to see the
Galio
W.
taunt comes out, gets him up. Shadow Volt is here as well, but Cobalt is just super fast. It's running away. Shadow Volt chasing, but I don't know if you can catch this guy. Ghost is way too much. The rest of Infernal is on the flank as well. And Cobalt just ghosting away right there.
Yeah, man, that spellbook really coming into play there. He was so deep and wasn't punished at all for that. Great move by Cobalt, knowing his limits. I think that Tristana should have W'd right on top of him, just to get that bomb procced and get another jump.
Yeah, and the W also gives a slow where you land, but putting yourself into melee range of a Nasus might not be the smartest thing to do.
No, always go melee range
Yeah.
if you're an ADC. Come on.
Come on, my bad.
Come on.
I'll play better next week. I'm sorry.
We do actually see Shadow Mold blew his flash somewhere in there, too.
Yeah, I think it was to
Flash.
catch up with the Nasus. But Infernal's starting up this Mountain Drake. Shadow Volt is in there, but he is suppressed, can't do anything. And actually, the Malphite gets it with the Sunfire Cape, I think. And they're able to get out. Oh, never mind. Flash over the wall. Spence Champ going in. Is able getting the final kill there. And they're chasing super far, but nobody else from Infernal is able to follow up. They're coming around, looking for these last couple of kills. Slow onto the Fat Super Dude. Nice flash away from the hook. And they're able to get out with the Mountain and 1 kill. Never mind, they're going back in for a fight. Kanabi dies, and we have so much AoE coming out. Ezreal on the backline, super untouched. Conqueror proc, and Ezreal just picking up a couple kills there for himself.
Man, it looks so good for Mountain. That steal by Claws with the fire cape was incredible. I mean, I think both of them just smited too early. Both junglers smited too early. And it looked super clean, but Infernal just hunted them down and made them pay for that steal. And it looks like they're going to go right over to Baron.
Yeah, and with the Nasus and a Malzahar, this Baron's going to go down super fast. Mountain's going to be...
Isn't even there yet, and he's going to now start applying his damage. You're going to start seeing that Baron. No hesitation. You see the jungler's dead, plus a couple of their other superstars. So they just right over, get 2 turrets, a Baron, and a multiple kills for the cost of a Mountain Drake.
And it seemed like Mountain was almost out right there. They had made it to the turret. Granted, the turret only had about 200 health left on it. And I'm not sure what happened, but it seemed like they turned back around to try to fight. It just did not work out well for him.
Yeah, it looks like Sable had tunneled under that turret, and Galio just barely missed his taunt. But they probably thought he landed his taunt, and everyone turned in for that half step in to kill Sable. And that's what got them, just that slight half step, got them out of position, and they were able to semi-turret dive.
Report Kanabi greeting to try to kill his brother.
Of course, of course. You know, it's not so much when you're versing your brother, it's not what happens on the Rift, it's what you talk about at dinner after the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
You gotta dive in.
Yeah, we see Shu 314. We're talking about him a lot, but again, is 70 CS over this Corki. Just looking super strong.
Oh, it looks like Quaz actually did decide to go with the Leandri's tournament. I think Morales would have been the better choice there. But like you said, the Sunfire Cape, who knows? Maybe he's big braining me here, and I didn't realize that great synergy.
Yeah, honestly, the percent health burn against the Nasus is really, really strong. But we're going to see Shadow Volt might be caught out right here. Shu did not actually come in for the collapse, so he's able to get away. They did see him that whole time, though.
My God, Shu's level 16 right
Yeah.
now.
Which
He's got
is,
4 levels on Shadow.
and it's 2 levels above the Nasus, who's literally been split pushing this entire game.
It's insane, that lead.
Yeah, we're seeing this Baron push. They don't have any cannon minions right now, and the Corki and Echo are able to take out a lot of these minions with their wave clear.
Yeah, I mean, Best Champ is throwing hooks, though. They are looking for something if they can. Meanwhile, top lane, Nasus is going, or Cobalt's just going to be split pushing against Quaz. Quaz can't even stay there. He's going to just give up the turret. Yeah, and it's going to go ahead and chunk it down. That's top tier turret there. It looks like they're going to do a quick rotate to get the mid lane pushing as well, applying as much pressure across the map as possible for Infernal.
Honestly, I kind of wanted to see Infernal stay right there. You know that the Echo had just back to base, and it was a 3v4, so you could have just walked up with the Ezreal and W auto-attacked it and taken it down to about half health.
Sure, yeah. I guess they just prioritize more of clearing out all the gold of the jungle. Make sure Echo just never gets to level 13.
Yeah, but this is the Infernal we see, right? They like to play the slower game, and that's kind of what I was talking about, where they could go take that inhibitor right there on that push, but it's a 60-40 play, where backing off, knowing they have the scaling, going for the last 2 more Drakes, and then ending out the game is most likely them winning the game.
Yeah, Infernal aren't exactly going to play crabs at Vegas anytime soon. They'd rather just smartly invest and get paid off in due time. Meanwhile, we got people like Shadow of Old who always bets on black and dives all in with his retirement money. And we have Drake coming up. They're setting up vision around it. They even Sable even scans, even though Mountain hasn't had a chance to even step up in their own jungle. There's no way they can get vision in, but they just want to be that sure of securing the Drake. They don't want a Sunfire to steal the Drake again.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing, just allowing Rovian to kind of solo this Drake out because he's pretty far ahead, and just letting the rest of the team zone out for him. But knowing that a Mountain Drake isn't coming, they turn around and go take it.
Yeah.
And they're...
We see Rovian's actually pinging the Baron too. They may just play it slow until Baron comes up. Like you said, just biding their time. They want as much screen time as possible.
Indeed. And they haven't even lost the turret yet. Top lane is super close to falling, but still a couple auto attacks away, and the minions aren't going to do it. Infernal just looking super clean this game.
Yeah, I mean, so do you think there's a way back in for Mountain? How do you do it if you're Mountain?
The gold lead is 11k right now. Shu is level 17 on this Malzahar. The way in for them is Infernal just have to make a mistake. They have to play slow, let Mountain be able to scale up on this Tristana, be able to get 2 items completed. Corki's almost at the Triforce. Tristana's doesn't have her Zeal item finished. They just need more time. And if they can buy it, they can come back and win late game team fights.
And you know what?
But it's going to be hard.
Echo actually, Shadow went with Leandre's Torment as well. Which is super interesting. There's no healing cut on the side of Mountain whatsoever. No one can prevent Nasus from healing. And Leandre's, again, with Echo, it's not... You're not going to get too many ticks off of that, right?
That's fair, but it's more about just the burn in the fight.
Yeah.
Being able to shred through the tank lines is super important.
I think Morello would be better. I think, because Echo's just going to come in and burst real quick. Leandre's is more for, like, Malzahar, right? Who keep the dots. Oh, Spence just missed that hook. That could have been a dead Gallia.
By missing it, going straight into the wall, but we won't talk about it. And I don't mind the Leanders just because there's an 800 gold item and you have 280 carries that can buy it. They just need to buy the item.
Fair.
And Infernal are just starting up this Baron. They have Ezreal and Malzahar minions to be able to take it up, and they're just cutting through it, already down to half health. Mountain not really stepping up for this one. They're going to be going in. Quaz looking for the good ultimate. They're focusing down the Nautilus, though. And we have a suppress on the Echo, unable to ult out. Tristana on the backline looking for something. But Shu going super low as well, is taken out by the proc from Malphite. And now we have Sable on the front line going super low. Quaz has to flash away. Nass is on a Rovian on a killing spree, rather. And Cobalt's just chasing him down. Look at that decan coming down on the Corki, giving him no hope. And Cobalt just chasing for this final kill. He's going to have the Wither up. Gets it. That Super Dude cleanses smartly away from it.
Great cleanse, holding it that long. And they're going to turn around and go to the Baron. Man, that turn looked good. And I think if they had a little bit more gold, that fight would have been won for Mountain. But they had to blow everything to kill Shu. And that suppress on Echo, Shadow Bolt could not rewind time in time.
Yeah, Shadow of Old needs to just wait for the Malphite ult before he throws his W to go in, because he can't be the initial engage or else he's just going to die. Unless he wants to buy a QSS himself, but that's just a waste of gold.
I think there's 2 missteps there. Where Shadow Bolt starting the fight, and second, as soon as Shu starts the ult to suppress him, you need to see the answer by Galio. Galio has to ult on top of whoever's being suppressed. Because that's the key, right? They're all going to be grouped up in there, and Galio takes the wind up. You want to see either Malphite or Galio jump in there and get that huge knockup.
And I think it was a little bit unfortunate because Tristana, they were focusing down the Nautilus, right? They got him picked out. He ended up escaping that fight with about 100 health. And the Tristana tried to jump in to finish him off, but unfortunately wasn't in range for the last auto attack. So Spence Champ escaped, and Tristana was just didn't reset the W, which is super unlucky. And now Infernal are, again, they only gave up a couple of kills. Only gave up 1 kill, actually. And now they're in a good spot to take the Mountain Soul and the Mountain Game.
Yeah, we have TP in from both top laners. They're just taking over the jungle. There's some bush dancing going on right now. Baron Pinkstone, they're just going to do the smart play. They have the Baron buff. They're going to get the dragon. They're going to make it a 50-minute game, even though they have a 12k gold lead. And they're going to try and secure the win.
Yeah, Mountain are looking to fight this, though. Echo is super low. Is walking straight into Cobalt. Ults away, but that is a huge teamfight ult. And we see Infernal actually a little bit split on this call, whether or not to fight. Cobalt's going to be taking a good amount of damage right here. Zabel's going to be going in. We see the Malphite suppressed up. Zabel's on a rampage. Doesn't even need the rest of his team. He's just going forward. Cobalt slowing down the rest of the team as well. Going to be providing a big front line. Corki on the backside of things, trying to run away from Shu. QSS is away, but he's probably going to die. And the backside, Tristana getting 1 kill, but Cobalt still looking big. Gets ulted away. Zabel sniping that kill. TP's coming in from Malzahar, and Infernal is just going to end the game off of that ace.
Yeah, that was a long fight, but they bid their time. They focused the right targets, and yeah, looks like they're just going to clean up the game from there. Great job by Infernal, very methodical. There we go, Cobalt's just tanking the turret, doesn't even matter. They're going to take advantage of the death timers, and game 1 goes to Infernal.
Yeah, and Infernal just played that game very, very slow, very, very methodical. They got it basically all snowballed off of that level 3 gank from Zabel. And they just, or the level 3 and level 4 ganks. They're just able to play through the early game, not cause too much trouble. And, I mean, granted, 1 dragon and 4 kills, that would have been a perfect game from them.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and with that underway, we're going to send it to a 5-minute timer, get this game 2 set up, and we'll have to see if Mountain can bring it back or if Infernal truly is the better dragon. Hello, Rekt League, and welcome back to Game 2 between Mountain and Infernal. My name is Darth Ted, and I'm joined here again by Endo. How's it going?
Oh, it's going, baby. Getting pumped. We're going to see if Mountain can take it back from Infernal in game two, or if Infernal will start their methodical march down and wear that mountain to the ground.
Yes, we will, and before we do that, you have to drop down into the spectator zone.
I do. I thought I was gonna play and spectate at the same time. What's up?
Yeah, just gonna be the jungler from Mountain. But I kind of want to see some more spicy things coming out from the side of Mountain. You have Quaz, which is a very strong player in general against Cobalt, who's, a silver one rock in the top lane. I want you to abuse that. If they're gonna pick a tanky champion like the Nasus, like the Ornn early for Cobalt, throw a Vayne up there. Throw a Nico. Throw something that can pressure that.
Ooh.
Try to play around where you're supposed to be getting your advantages.
Let's see some spice in life. I don't. You're exactly right. Let's see you flex. Let's see some muscle. I want to watch. I'm a watcher.
Yeah.
I want to see you bust out. Let's see the Teemo top.
Yeah, maybe. I would love to see that. You picked the Echo last game. Pick the Teemo for me.
Let's go. Let's go.
But seriously, if you're trying to fight a 5v5 team comp against Infernal, it's not gonna look great because that's their style. They love playing this, and Shu on control mages is just way too strong. It's very hard to beat them at their own game.
No, I absolutely agree. You got to kind of, like you were saying, find the hole in Infernal, and because of the elo difference in the top lane, I think you're spot on. You got to abuse it. I mean, Malphite, sure is a great engaged champion, but it's not going to carry a game. Why you put in one of your strongest players on a support role?
Yeah, that I would just like to. Honestly, I just want to see Vayne top. I think that would be sick. But there are a lot of champions that can do that same thing where you kind of poking down, putting pressure. And Zabel is, largely hovering around mid. But last game, he went bot quite a bit for Rovian and Spence champ. So I think you're safe to just kind of try to put as much pressure as you can on Quaz. And you saw last game on the Malphite. He got ganked once, was able to get out with his ultimate, but for the rest of the laning phase, he was basically perma-shoving Cobalt under tower.
Yeah, and he actually didn't suffer too much for that. So yeah, maybe we see some pizzazz out of Quaz this game. I think that might be the spice that Mountain needs to bring down Infernal.
Pizzazz, I like it. Great word right there.
It looks like they are ready to go. Let's send it.
Yeah. We're waiting on Mountain. There they go. They are ready, and we're gonna be getting into Champion Select.
So, you think if there's gonna be any differences in the ban phase?
I think probably not. We see the Jinx taken away, which again is probably the best team fighting AD carry, just getting to the late game, having those rockets doing tons of damage.
Absolutely.
The Vlad ban, which is a very standard one against Shu, I think it's probably 100% ban rate against Infernal right now.
And then there's the Silas ban against Shadow Volt. I agree. I think we're going to see very similar bans. I think the bans weren't the problem for last game. I think they actually had the right answers there. Perhaps the team comp, though, the actual picks would be different.
You used to be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and he takes away the Echo. Interesting. I didn't think Echo was that much of an issue for the type of team that Infernal likes to build, but they didn't like it. They didn't like Shadow having it.
I don't think it was an issue in the last game, but I think it could have been a lot more of an issue, which is why they're taking it away. Because Shadow Volt still was playing very well on it. And they take away Diana. That is...
they probably saw the Rekt highlight of Shu, where he was able to dive in and create huge disruption and get out of the sliver of health. It was such a highlight of a play. They don't want to become on Rekt League's top 5 this week.
Definitely not. And I think that's just Shu in general, though. Any champ he's going to play. But we pick up the Nautilus once again for Spence champ, a champion that he's shown a very big proficiency for.
Oh, they're going to try and secure the Ornn.
which Quaz has played, you know, and
Yeah.
if you're gonna first pick a champ, might as well be Ornn. Put him.
I mean,
They're putting him
he's
on a tank.
He's very, very strong right now. It's not pizzazz. It's not a lot of showmanship on Ornn, but it is a strong champion, especially for team fights.
And Ornn is a lane bully. You know, the tanky DPS support Ornn is pretty insane. And again, they're picking up that Galio, just trying to go for that again a wombo combo team fight.
Yeah, yeah, I actually like it. If you have good communication with the Galio and you get that Ornn horn going, you can see some big plays. But Sable, is he gonna be a showstopper?
Oh, pick the card this. No, he's just memeing. Probably going back to the Rek'Sai. Or the Jarvan.
J4, let's go.
It's pretty much the same thing as the Rek'Sai. You can get over walls pretty easily, set up very interesting gank paths. But it's still just an all-in champ. I'm curious if he's going to go for the warrior build or more of the Cinder Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, J4 is so aggressive as a jungler. It's so easy to gank with him. We actually see Set picked up.
All right.
Interesting. Think that might be going to the jungle?
Honestly, probably going into the jungle since we have the Ornn picked up in the Galio for support. But all these champions right now are flex picks. We've seen Ornn mid, we've seen Ornn support, we've seen Galio mid, we've seen Galio top, Galio support. We've seen Set jungle, Set top. It's just, there are a lot of opportunities, but I think it's going to be Set jungle. And we get a no ban right here from the side of Mountain.
When I was talking about pizzazz, that's not what I meant. I wanted to see a
not.
flex, but more in the picks, not in the bans.
That is an unfortunate misban right there. The Tristana ban coming out from Fat Super Dude. A pretty good champion into Caitlyn.
Yep. Yeah, and smart. I mean, Super Dude, I think if he just had a little bit more gold, he would have turned those team fights pretty quickly.
And a Victor ban against Shu.
The Zerok ban.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Taking a long range mage away from Zegli, just forcing him to try to fight more against you. It's pretty smart.
Sure, yeah. I mean, he could still pick up Corky again, though, right?
That is true. But obviously we saw from last game that Corky wasn't that big of an issue for Shu. Almost getting the Flame Horizon. And I like this, the Ashe. It's, again, just a kind of safer AD carry. You are going to get dove upon by this Jarvan. But you have a big go button with that R. You hit that arrow, the Ornn ult follows up, the Set follows up, the Galio follows up, and it's just such a good go button for your team comp.
Yeah, I do actually really like Mountain's team fight here. Geez, though, Ashe has no mobility, and going against a Swain Caitlyn combo can be murder. If he hits you with his pull, you're done. You're lights out.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely no defense. Ashe does do really well, though, against Caitlyn, just because you can kind of outrange her with your W. As long as you're not trading too much, then that lane should be pretty even. The Ziggs pick up from Zegli, another long-range mage type, is trying to not fight Shu at all in this laning phase. And Shu yeah, picking up the Swain.
Okay. That's not bad there. Again, a real chunky team from Infernal. And you know what? I actually do like the Ashe pick a lot better now because I think I've played against Swain Kate in the bot lane, man, and I have reoccurring nightmares from it.
Was it my Swain, Kate?
No, I don't think I've played against you in the bot lane in like 2 years.
That's upsetting.
But I'm just thinking solo queue.
Yeah, it's very aggressive. Plus, there's so many pulls, and you get the traps with the claw. It's gross. But I really hope that Fat Super Dude goes for the Blade the Rune King build this game instead of the cooldown build, just because I think you need that lifesteal in the lane. And you also kind of need to be able to shred the front line from the Cho'Gath Swain Nautilus that's being presented in front of you. They're going to have a hard time doing this. So again, Sorry, they're pulling out a front-to-back team fight comp against Infernal, who's just shown major proficiency on this type of team. So we'll have to see how it goes.
Now we do the good news though, however, for Shadow of Old with Infernal's team comp is he's got a lot of people he can pick to show stop basically because his ult does damage based on max HP. So he's going to be able to take any of these chunky boys and slam it onto Rovian's head if he's able to position correctly.
I'm curious if a set can one-shot the Caitlyn by ulting a fully stacked stone-plated Cho'Gath on top of her. That would be so funny.
I hope we get to see
Oh,
that.
that would be great.
God, I hope we get to see that.
You pick a big boy up and you put him down on top of the AD carry.
Here's a dinosaur for a hat. That would be beautiful. And No Knight in chat says the answer is yes. Which I think that's definitely going to be a showstopper right there. Yeah, I actually do like this cat. I think the set is a much better choice with the beefy boys than Echo, obviously. I know Shadow of Old is an Echo savant. He's just fucking can do amazing things with that champion. But, you know, if you're going against non-squishies, Echo can only do so much.
Right, and you got to give respect where respect is due, right? So you just playing these assassin junglers into a team fight comp doesn't feel the best. Because if you don't snowball, you're useless.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I tried for one season to play mid lane, and I only played assassins, and let me tell you, it doesn't work in like it works in solo queue.
Yeah, I remember that season.
That was brutal.
That was a fun season. We
finally
got slapped.
tuned into going into started playing Syndra and stuff at the end. I just gave up. It's like, all right, I get it. Assassins don't work into team comps.
Yeah, I think the top lane matchup, Ornn versus Cho'Gath, is going to be pretty boring to watch. I mean, it's just two giant tanks going up against each other, but I believe that Ornn should have the advantage in the lane at least.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll
absolutely.
see.
I mean,
Yeah.
like you were saying before, Ornn does do a surprising amount of damage. He gets that brittle proc on you and suddenly smacks you with the hammer, and half your life is gone from a tank. So we'll see. But once Cho'Gath starts building health up there, it's just going to be a wet noodle fight.
It's going to get a little bit harder for him. But Zabel on this J4 is going to have pretty much any lane he wants to gank because there's so much setup from every single laner. You got the Swain just pull, you got the Nautilus hook with the Caitlyn traps, and you got the Cho'Gath knock up. So wherever he goes, he's probably going to be able to get at least burn flashes.
Yeah, because there's not too much mobility on Mountainside either. Actually, for any of these teams, there's not too much mobility. These guys aren't going to be dashing all over the map, but J4 loves that. That if you can land that flag knockup, that's pretty much a kill.
Indeed it is, and we're getting into game 2. Infernal versus Mountain on the Rift. 1-0 for Infernal so far, and we'll see who takes the second one. Who do you have your money on right now?
Well, there's no Echo playing, so I can look at this objectively. I gotta say, I think I like. I just Infernal's so methodical. How do you can't vote against them? But because of that, I think Mountain's gonna win.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna do it.
100%.
Oh no, Fat Super Dude walking up here. He's not far enough to actually spot this. He will throw the slow out. It's gonna get away. Flash hook comes out. Oh, good flash last second. That would have been a dead Fat Super Dude if he did not flash that hook. So very smart from him.
Yeah, I like that aggression, and all that means now is Sable's gonna be pinging that flash button, timing it out, and he's gonna be visiting bot lane pretty quickly. An Ashe with no flash is a dead arrow girl. Oh, we actually have a little invade here.
She also has no dash.
I mean, no, what did I say? An Ashe with no flash?
Yeah, and also no dash.
And also no dash. Yeah, okay. Just keeping it going.
You don't want to see them clash. But yeah, this is a little smart invade. They do ward it up though, so they are gonna know this is happening.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any response to it. But no, it looks like it's just going to happen. And Zable's probably going to answer appropriately and go over to the enemy blue buff. Just trade buffs.
Yeah. Shadow Volt also getting a little bit of a leash from the Cobalt Cube, saying thank you very much for that. But Zabel going in for a level 2 gank onto Zegli, who is shoved up, does have his flash, doesn't use it though, and just gets pulled in. Shadow Volt is here though. Zabel's going a little bit low from these minions, gets pulled in. He's going to have to burn his flash, but Shadow Volt, did he just flash in place? No!
He flashed as well, and unfortunately was unable to punch him in the mouth from it. Actually, if he had red buff, he would have killed him.
I think
He would
so.
have gone to slow and definitely killed him. That's hysterical.
But, wow, this is very interesting. Zabel knows that Shadow of Old was on his bot side, so now he's just going straight in for the red buff. So both junglers getting a red and a red and a blue and a blue.
Oh, and Sable's actually going to leave some of the chickens up, which is so annoying.
You mean Shadow of Old?
I'm sorry, Shadow of Old, yeah, is going to leave some of Zable's chickens up, so the spawn will not fully, so it won't fully respawn. And we actually have Zabel rotating over.
Yeah,
Kobol's
Quaz
getting
did.
very, very low.
Quaz had such a good trade right there. And because of that, Zabel's like, nah, I'm not going to gank this guy.
He's good.
This is the lane pressure we were talking about from Ornn. Those brittle procs are just so strong.
Yeah, and he's going to use that time he has with the lane pushed up to go ahead and build a ruby crystal, make himself a little chunkier. Man, in fact, I think if he can get Kobold to attack him, the minions might kill him alone on the turret.
Alright, so they saw it on stream, by the way. Shadow Volt just did the moonwalk, as Shoemaker says. That was not a bug. Or that was a bug. It wasn't just me. I'm not going crazy. This is good. Sorry, I just didn't know what I was doing. Zabel looking again mid lane. Zegli didn't blow the flash the first time, though. And might have to here.
No, and he just satchels out. Nice job.
That was really smart.
He has no mana. He's gonna have to back. Gotta hand it to Zegli though. He's really good with that. Oh, the flash in the top lane. Kobold has to get out of there. Quaz just barely mistimed the pillar. If he landed the pillar, that'd be a dead dinosaur. He actually flashes forward and misses a Q himself.
That was an aggressive flash.
Yeah, questionable, but I'm liking, he's listening. He's doing some pizzazz.
Throwing that pizzazz up there. Looking for the solo kills. Yeah, he's going to be able to burn the teleport from the Cho'Gath, and if he gets us into the tower... Oh, the Unstoppable, by the way. Just going to be able to walk away from this one with the dash. And yeah, honestly, early game looking a lot better for Mountain here. Oh, Zegli! What a good dodge right there. That was sick! Oh! And now you got a base though, buddy. Don't stay around for this.
Yeah. You gotta go. Man, that was brilliant. The dancing, the fancy feet on that satchel is so good. Yeah, he's really.
Oh no,
really
this is really bad for the bot lane of Mountain. This is a huge freeze that Rovian's able to build right here. They're about 7 casters, and they're just gonna sit here for the rest of the laning phase. Ash though able to poke out with the W and push this mini wave in. Sends out the hawk shot to stay safe. No, they can walk up. And yeah, actually well played by Fast Super Dude getting that lane or those minis in turret, because it would have been really, really rough for them if they didn't do that.
On top lane, we finally see the first blood. Zabel was able to come around and knock up Quaz and take advantage of him blowing flash earlier. If he didn't do that aggressive flash, he would have been able to get out of there just fine. So
Yeah,
nice
good game
first
there.
blood by Zabel. He's gonna go over and move to his Grok. Start while Shadow Volt clears vision on bot side and starts up the dragon. Aggressive play here.
Yeah, he does know that they have lane pressure from their bot lane, so they're able to step up and take this away.
Yeah, it looks like Shu had just back, just as he started the dragon. So yeah, smart move by Shadow there. Seeing the jungler was topside, you've got to take advantage of that. You have to punish him for showing. And they're going to do that by taking the Mountain Drake.
And honestly, I would probably trade First Blood for a dragon pretty much every single game.
Yeah, especially on a character, if the first blood's going to J4 who does fall off, you know, it's not the end of the world. There is a world, there is a reality where J4 becomes irrelevant one day, so him getting gold isn't the worst thing.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that day where he's going to be irrelevant in pro play. Probably not going to come soon, though.
The knock-up. Kobol's trying to get him low enough so he can just take a big bite out of him. Quaz barely walks back with his life. I mean, the chomp from Cho'Gath is up. If you can just get him under that threshold, Quaz could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Set is up here, though. He's almost level 6. Probably going to get it off of 3 camps. And he is going to be around if Jarvan tries to go for anything spicy. But the entire bot side jungle from Jarvan is up right now, so he's probably going to go for that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He starts shading bot side. Quaz was able to regain a bit of health from that chunk, and that's just kind of what happens with these tank fights, right? You can't burst him down. Kobol's getting real aggressive, though. He really wants it. Oh, the knockup by Quaz. Now we have Shadow of Old coming in. Here comes the Oranhorn. He's going to go ahead and try and knock him up, but it's not in time. Kobol wasn't able to prevent it, and then the kill goes over to Shadow. Nice game.
Yeah, that was super well played from them. Able to line up the CC basically perfectly. And, I mean, Cobalt without the flash had no way of escaping that. It was very well played from the duo.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. Meanwhile, we see Zegli chunking Shu down a little bit here in the mid lane. Unfortunately, he's out of mana, so he's not going to be able to continue the fight. He is down CS, but that's just kind of how it goes when you're laning against Shu.
It's okay, though. He does have his jungler right here. They might look for a kill on Shu. Shu does not have a stopwatch available to him. And Shadow Volt's just going to go and flashing gets the pull. Shu does have the ult up, though. I don't think that's going to be enough damage to take him down. Shadow Volt with the W almost gets it, but Jarvan is there to slay Shadow Volt. And an arrow comes out of nowhere, but Zegli's got no mana. Just unfortunate timing on that gank.
It was such a great angle. Zegli was able to pop Shadow of Old, so he got on the other side of, or was able to pop Shu, so he got on the other side of Shadow of Old. So then Shadow of Old can stop Shu back into the lane. However, the damage wasn't there, and there was the mana issue. I don't know if they should have actually gone with that, without Ziggs able to even use his ult. Like, if he had the mana for the ult, Shu would have died.
Yeah, and I really think that Zegli needs this blue buff and every blue buff for the rest of the game, because Ziggs is a champion, especially when you're against Shu, that you just want to do nothing except pressure minion waves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Set does use a lot of mana to clear his jungle, so maybe he should keep it, right?
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason why Set should be taking the blue buff from Ziggs right now. He gains nothing from it except a little golden experience.
The cooldown is pretty good for Set, but yeah, Zegli is going to need this just to stay in lane. Because you saw, he's been using all of his mana just to wave clear against Shu. And it bit him in the butt right there. We see a gank come down into the bot lane, or at least a setup for one. No vision from the side of Infernal in these bushes, so Shadow Volt's able to get in. Ashol is up in like 2 seconds. We'll see if they want to go for the Nautilus of the Kate. And they get it! But is there enough CC to chain? No, Rovian's able to flash away. And I think Spenchamp's just going to be able to get out. But no, he gets pulled in. Top lane gets killed. Ziggs ult comes in. Spenchamp's walks straight into it, does a little bit of damage. But on the other side of things in the top lane, Cobalt's able to get a stack off onto Quaz with the gank from Zabel. We see
they're not done in bot lane.
They are not. TP's going to be coming out, though, and you got to stop this as soon as you see it. Get one kill onto Spenchamp's, but now they're probably going to give away two. Kanabi's knocked up. Rovian's doing his best to kite out Shadow Vold. Shadow Vold has the smite. Is going to go onto Rovian. Gets the ult away from the Galio taunt. And is able to pick up the kill, but he's under turret. He's going to go down. Ornn in the fight as well. TP's in. Able to get the knockup onto Shu. Shu just ults out of it, though. Getting the root. Able to pick up the Ashe on the backside. And that is going to be a 2 for 3 in favor of Infernal.
Brutal is swaying back and forth that whole fight, but you're right. As soon as you see that TP, you got to disengage. It's a really great job, though, by Shadow able to secure the kill on Kate, because otherwise that would have been way worse than it already is.
Yeah, level 6 J4 going in onto level 8 Ornn. Sable was full health, but he does have Kanavi here, or sorry, Cobalt here, and he's able to pick up that kill. And Cobalt 3-1-1 on Cho'Gath.
That's a big dinosaur, and they're going to be able to get the Ocean Drink off of that too, which is just going to help him stay in lane and sustain even more on top of his passive. Wow, and that explosion, that double snare by Swain in that fight earlier, and just exploding the Ashe with his ult was beautiful.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Swain. You just can fight 1v3 if the enemy team blew all their summons and cooldowns already. It's just such a large power spike when you get that Roa finished. And even just hitting level 6 on Swain is a power spike in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Spence Champ, being a homie, just freezing this mini wave for Shu, allowing him to build the CS lead. Up 50 on Zegli right now.
I do have to say though, Fat Super Dude is doing a good job with the minions this game, at least keeping it close. Where last game he just was so far behind, he was never able to become relevant. However, it doesn't. Oh, they're popping Herald in mid. They got a snare on Ziggs. We're gonna see if he's able to satchel out barely with an inch of his life. God, this guy Zegli is cool as a cucumber. Will just stay there till the last second.
Yeah, the charge off onto the turret, though, means they do get 3 turret plates for themselves. Asho just barely missing. Ornn unlucky on that knockup, getting a little bit too slow. Fat Super Dude on the bat side, though, gets picked off. Didn't see that kill, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, as soon as he paused to aim the ult, Spence Champ knocked him up with the Nautilus ult, and they just collapsed on him, unfortunate.
Yeah, and
that was one of the rare Ashe ults that missed, too. I mean, Fat Super Dude had been really good with those Ashe ults.
Shadow of Old walking up onto this Caitlyn, stepping through the traps, getting the slowdown, but a TP in from Shu. No, it's Ziggs TP'd, but Shu's on the backside of things. This is a 2v2. Ziggs in a bad spot. He's going to try to get away. Flashes into the J4. He's going to die. Topside's a fight as well. Cobalt's going a little bit low to Quaz, but he does have the level lead. And not much going to happen there. But another turret dive coming in. Set just dunking Spence Champ under the turret. Jarvan gonna go super hard as well, flashing out of his own ultimate. Now Rovian's stuck in a bad spot. Ashe just getting that kill with the vision from the hawk shot. And that is a big shutdown over to the Ashe.
Yeah, great play by Fat Super Dude, getting the hawk shot to maintain vision because he needed one more auto. If he didn't get that, Kate might have been able to net over the wall.
Yeah, and I wish Directed Cam would stop taking me to top lane. I really just don't want to watch the Slapfest.
I've honestly learned to just stop trusting Directed Cam. It's so... If people get close, it'll jump over there instead of, like, the actual fight.
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyways, it's a really good fight from Mountain. They're only down 3k at 14 minutes, where this was about 5k last game, so they're doing super well.
Yeah, and you know the difference this game too? Fat Super Dude's getting some gold.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was behind forever on Tristana, wasn't able to do that impact, and they need Ashe to be strong this game to kind of push through all those tanks.
Zegli looking for Cobalt right here. He's a pretty good trade from Quaz. Cobalt's super low, and the Ziggs bomb's gonna knock him down to about 200 health. A little bit more poke under the turret. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can do this. Quaz going under turret. He's gonna get the shutdown, but Tower's gonna take him out. Swain and J4 are here. Does he have the ult? Doesn't look like it. And Zegli's just
putting traps and satchels on the ground, trying to make it as difficult as possible. Was able to get to him. Is he going to be able to walk away?
No, he's not.
Oh, by Swain after the knockup. He was just waiting for it. The stopwatch. Satchel tried so hard. He tried every inch of his body to get away. He almost did it.
Ashel just barely missing once again. Rovian flashing away from it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to take down this turret. Fat Super is going to... Oh, big ult by Spence Champ. However, Gallia is going to go ahead and just knock him back. He popped the taunt too soon. That stopwatch just means that Rovian can trap him. That's going to be a Jed Galio after the ignite. Falls down to Spence Champ. Yeah, that's the tough call. Do you ever use stopwatch when you're fighting a Kate?
The answer is most likely no. Shadow of Old, though, on the backside of things. Teleport coming in is going to dissuade this gank. And Infernal just using these TPs constantly to block out Shadow of Old. There have been so many times where he could get a kill just being in the right spot after a fight, but I mean, Infernal, just their communication is insanely good right now. We do see the next dragon and spawning is going to be an Infernal. Kind of fitting that we had Mountain Soul last game, and this game is an Infernal Soul.
Yeah, those teleports have been just absolutely just stopping any fun that Shadow of Old could get. They've been placed so perfectly to dissuade any sort of comeback.
Yeah, and I think if you're Mountain, you're okay giving away this dragon, right? You got,
Oh, yeah.
You got one already. You're stopping their snowball from the Mountain Soul. You get buy yourself at least 12 minutes before you need to fight for a huge objective.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, it's gonna be hard to go to compete with the smite and Cho'Gath bite, right? So you're behind on the gold. You gotta find a way in, and fighting in a dragon pit is not the way in.
Yeah, definitely not. But
Oh, it looks like looking at the Herald, perhaps there's some pings there. And Quaz actually getting a little aggressive going into the enemy jungle there. Hoping to get some vision, but Pinkboard's going to go ahead and deny that. And Sable, being a friendly jungler, going to give the blue over to Shu.
yeah, I think Mountain's making a little bit of a mistake right here. If they want to fight for this objective, then they really need to send Ornn to the bot lane, who has TP advantage over the Cho'Gath, and get Ashe up here with the Galio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, you can turn this into a 4v5 or 5v4 with their the TP advantage, so they should honestly not have Quas here. But looking just to fight anyways. They might be able to catch out Shu right here with a knockup. Nope,
yeah,
just a little bit
Quaz
damage.
is going a little deep here. I know he is an Ornn, but even Ornns die if you hit him enough. He's going to try and walk away. Oh, the pull from the plant. Ornn is going to go ahead and get down, but he's just rooted. He can't even hit it back. Robian just blows him up with a big dunk on the set. Totally destroyed. Ashe gets knocked up, pulled back in by Swain, and then we have Galio trying to use his ult to get out of dodge. However, Sable's still hungry, wants to get back at him, and Zegli's gonna push him back. Great, that was the overextension by Ornn that we were talking about. They just took advantage of that.
Yeah, and Cobalt this entire time has just been a wailing away on the turret. Almost got it down. And they just were too split trying to make a play, but the rest of the team wasn't following up. Ziggs and Ashe just too far away from the fight to be able to do anything.
You know, I'd love too that the Ornn would have gotten away scot-free if he didn't hit the plant. The plant actually, he knocked himself up, basically CC'd himself, and then got pulled back by Swain. Put him in the range. You gotta always think of that Swain passive when you use the blasting.
Yeah, with that, Infernal secure a gold lead of 6k at 19 minutes, which was honestly about the same as their first game. And look at it. Shu 5-0-3. Jarvan 3-0-6. They're just looking super good on this team fight style of gameplay.
Yep, absolutely. Were they able to secure the Herald there, right? I saw someone with that purple back. And they're just gonna do their game plan. Gonna march it down. You can see Ashe get a little bit gold, I think. Zegli finally gets the blue buff, so he'll be able to perma push. It's good for them.
Yeah, and Fat Super Dude did go for the Essence Reaver build, which means the ultimate's going to be on cooldown a lot more than it would if you went for a Blade of the Rune King. But this frontline Cho'Gath is just going to be so hard to eat through. It's going to be...
Yeah, that dinosaur is big.
It's going to be really tough. Rift Herald summoned in the mid lane, though, by Infernal. Looking for one charge, take out this turret. They might look to pressure it for a second charge. Don't have the minions right now. It looks like they're going to be able to get it. Oh, nope. Killing it right as it was charging. That's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
And Infernal just pushing in towards this topside jungle, getting all the vision, setting up for a Baron play if they want to make one.
Meanwhile, Quas is not able to answer Cobalt anymore. He got bullied out of lane and actually missed his ult as well as they started fighting. So blue blew that big engage from Ornn for nothing. Oh, ult onto Kate here. We're gonna see two flashes go down.
Oh no! Shadow of Old just a little bit late on that pull in from Set, and Rovian's just able to get out with the skin of his teeth. That's just super unlucky. They try to make the play, but they can't do it. And now Cobalt going in onto Quaz. Quaz going super low. Might be in ult range for Cobalt. Shadow of Old is here, though. They're going to try to tank the turret. And Cobalt just able to flash away with still quite a good amount of health.
Yeah. However, though, the Rovian's flash is going to be down for this dragon fight. They do decide to go for it. And the Ashe ult will be up before his flash is. So maybe they can try to play again. Try and secure that Kate death. The only issue, though, Rovian isn't the only damage dealer, right? Because even if you kill Kate, you still got to take care of Swain.
But Swain isn't here for the fight right now. He's pressuring this top turret. So I want to see the go button from the side of Mountain. They get taunt onto Zabel, and the teleport comes in from the Swain onto the flag. You can just back out from here, right? Swain ulted. You got to walk away if you're Mountain. And they're able just to survive for now. Hook comes out from Nautilus. Flash over the wall from Shu. He goes and gets CC'd up immediately. J4 on the backline. Able to pick up Ziggs. Galio ult coming down, knocking up Zabel. Everybody's super low. Zabel's going to go down. The Kate's going to go down. Swain's going to go down as well. And now we have Cho'Gath on the backline. Full health still, untouched. He's just going to walk it down the Ashe. Galio able to get a taunt off, but flashes away from the hook. It's going to live, but that looked like a really close fight. But unfortunately, Infernal is just super far ahead.
Yeah, that, oh my gosh, the TP again, just stopping any fun that Mountain could possibly want. And that aggressive flash by Swain over the wall, just hunting down the team, able to cause enough distraction for Rovian to clean everyone up.
Yeah, and you can never say that Zabel and Shu are KDA players because they both gave their lives for that fight in what could have been a deathless game.
I know. I don't know how they're going to sleep at night with 4-1 and 6-1. They're going to be tossing and turning thinking about that. Yeah, it was great setup for them. And even Cobalt with that flank around the back, knocking up the Ashe, making sure to get that big dinosaur face in her face so that Rovian could just pick her off. Really great team fight by Infernal there. They're so good with responding with the teleport. There's never hesitation. They're always able to do it just the second that that Mountain has overstepped. And even heads up play too, because Zabel threw down the flag, didn't use it for Q. He just threw down the flag so she had something to teleport to.
Yeah, very, very smart from them. And now we have a little bit of a lull again. Zabel just walking in, getting vision. Doesn't know he stepped on a ward, though. He's going to spot it out with the sweeper from Spence Champ. And they're going to push into this topside jungle and look to get, basically suffocate the vision away from Mountain, not allowing them to step up into their jungle for fear of getting collapsed on.
Yeah, and you have Cobalt in the bot lane just doing dinosaur things, pushing up the lane. But if anyone, you need two people to answer Cho'Gath, and if anyone does, they can go right to Baron.
Yeah, I think you can have the Ornn answer it because you do have TP up. But Ornn's currently sitting in the top lane. It's going to be a little bit rough. Kanabi catching out Zabel and maybe getting caught out himself. That super dude is in the Jarvan ultimate. It's just going to get popped up by Shu. There's no way you live out of that one. Zabel on the backside. The Spence Champ gets ulted into the team. Cobalt doing so much work, just tanking up. And now Ornn is going to go down as well. Rovian rampaging currently. Zegli on the backside of this fight. Not where you want to be if you're a Ziggs player. He's going to do a little bit of damage, knocks up Zabel, but again, the Ziggs W pops himself up, so he gets rooted by Swain as well and pulled back in.
Brutal, man. Shu has just been reading those pop-ups like a book. He's got that book on audio. He knows exactly when they're going to pop up, and he sucks them right back in, denying any escape.
Yeah, and Infernal, 22 kills to 8 right now. 3 dragons, 26 minutes in, and they're up about 9k. Once again, looking to cleanly close out this game.
Yeah, we do see a rotation. Looks like they may be getting ready for Baron. No, they're going to reset because because they don't have smite up. Even though they have the Cho'Gath fight, you don't even really need smite now.
And why would you, right? They know that they have the better 5v5, and they're going to be looking to just slowly and methodically clean up this game.
And it looks like Ashe is not going to be going Blade of the Ruined King at all this game.
No, she is not. Going for that. I mean, honestly, she doesn't survive long enough in team fights now, so I don't really think it matters anymore. Just the Cho'Gath is so big, even with the Blade of the Ruined King. If he just gets on top of her, she's 100% dead.
Sure. Yeah, they're definitely in a tough position here, but I think Mountain's going to take it. I think Mountain has a clear path to victory. It involves a 80-minute game. However, it can be done. And I'm going to be sitting here rooting for them.
Yeah, me too. I mean, honestly, all they have to do is give up the Infernal Soul over to Infernal, and then get Elder Dragon, and then win a team fight. And then you're good.
Actually, that is true. That is the nice thing about Elder Dragon, is it just basically makes all the previous 30 minutes of the game not matter. So we'll hold out for that. Just give up the dragon, let them play themselves. But you do have to outsmite a Cho'Gath. That is one downside of that plan.
You can just kill the Cho'Gath before he, comes into the fight.
Yeah, just kill the Cho'Gath.
Oh, the Cho'Gath currently sitting on 5,000 health.
Yeah.
It's pretty big. I want to measure the set R now. Okay, so it does 345 damage plus 50% of the grabbed enemy's bonus health. So that's about 2,800 physical damage. And Caitlyn has 1,800. So yeah, you can one-shot that Caitlyn if you do it. But hook onto the Ornn comes out. He's going to be able to get away. Just a little bit of poke there. Looking for this big old catch out. Kate Trap's doing good amount of damage. Another hook onto Quaz. But we have Set in the backline. He's going to be looking for Cobalt. Galliol onto the Ashe. J4 in a little bit of a bad spot, but he does have that GA. He's going to get popped. Swain flashing forward with the ultimate proc. And able to pick up two. Rovian on the backside of things. Able to stay alive. Picking up the Ornn for himself. And now Kanabi's just in a really bad spot. Zabel slaying his kin. And they're just going to look for this Mountain Soul, honestly. Or, sorry, Infernal Soul. But they honestly probably could have just ran bot and ended the game with those minions there.
Yeah, they definitely could have. But it's not their game style,
No, take every objective that you can.
It's not 40. There's two types of speedrunners, all right? There's any percent and 100%. And Infernal is 100% type.
Shadow Volt just doing sit-ups. Knows he's dead. Gonna put a little bit of hurt down on the shoe. He's just gonna go down. Oh, the little stop and do sit-ups was so sick, though.
Gotta respect.
Gotta respect.
Yeah, there's always time to work out. All right. They decided to take Raptors instead of perhaps doing Baron or something in the game.
Yeah, I mean, enemy's jungler is dead. Why bother taking Baron?
No.
Might as well just
reset.
reset.
On the map.
I like, Rovian going for a reset, picking up his finished. Sorry, I should know that. Rapid fire cannon. That's the one. And
nice.
Honestly, I don't really see a way for Mountain to come back in this.
No, it is a little tough, especially with the soul. The procs that Swain can get with the soul is pretty egregious. Yeah, gonna look for a pick out here.
Sitting on 3 items with QSS. It's just so much damage going to be coming out. And Zegli down to half health already. Didn't see what happened, but I'm assuming that might have been Cho'Gath.
I like the rapid fire on Caitlyn because
Caitlin's so good.
Biggest problem is range. She's such a short range ADC.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so she definitely needs the rapid fire,
Oh, 100%. We might see a pick out here. Yep, everyone going in for a fight. Zabel just absolutely dunking on the Ashe. Quaz now in a bad spot, trapped into the driving cage. Shu on the backside of things, gonna try to take a kill. And the rest of the team, Cobalt's just in the pit, going for this Galio. Caitlyn ultimate might be able to take him out, but not going to be going for it. Set on the backside of things. Just in a bad spot. But Infernal just called to take this inhibitor. They're able to take it. No problem.
I think the turret was actually healing Cobalt. Weird bug.
Yeah, weird bug. Enemy abilities just helping you out there.
He's so tanky right now that the turret was not even a factor. He's in there 2v1ing, shrugging off the turret.
These Ziggs bombs are doing a little bit of damage. Shadow Volt spotted out though on the backside thing. Doesn't have a turret to run up to anymore. And it looks like Infernal are just going to be walking in, taking 2 inhibitors already. And they're looking for Shadow Volt right here. Missed hook, but it doesn't matter. The slows are too much. Yeah, Swain 12-1 and 10 right now. Shu looking absolutely massive in this game.
Almost full build already. Just needs one more item, but he might not even go it because he's gonna store Pink Dwarf instead. The 100%ers are gonna go for the Baron.
Early smite though, so it could be bad. Ornol is coming through. But Cho'Gath is just gonna walk forward and eat that Baron for breakfast.
I believe that Baron was at 1300 when he ate it, so I don't know how you could ever counter that.
I can't eat if he's knocked up, right? So maybe Ornhorn with a Ziggs Q.
Yeah. Actually, big brain, good point.
But yeah, Infernal still waiting to scale to the late game before they end it.
Sure.
Letting the minions do the work.
The minions want out of the game, so they're going to take the turret by themselves.
Come on, guys, let's end this one, please. Shu just teleporting in, has the Baron buff. The rest of his team isn't with him, so
he's going to TP and wait for them.
Honestly, he might be able to 1v5 right here. He's doing a lot of damage. TP in from the Cho'Gath on the backside of things, but the damage dealers aren't on to Shu right here. It's just 2 tanks, and wow. Good Zonius, not getting Cobalt knocked into him from the set ultimate. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that big set play. And
I wanted it.
That's going to be the game right there. Well played early game from Mountain, able to stay pretty even throughout it all. But some early team fights from the side of Infernal end up just cleaning them up. And you saw once they got a lead, they took it in stride and they just absolutely dominated that game. So yeah, well played from Infernal right there. Very good game from both sides.
Very nicely done.
Yes.
Who do you want to bring in for questions here?
Honestly, everybody played very, very well those games. Yeah. We never get Shu into questions, so if he wants to, that's great, but he's probably not around.
You think we get those super minions that took down the Nest?
Yeah, those minions definitely OP right there. I think we can bring in Spence Champ. Played very, very well both games. His Nautilus looked absolutely insane. And then I'll let you pick the second one.
How about Cobalt? I liked his Cho'Gath that second game.
Yeah, get the big old tanky boys up in here.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's see if they want to come. I'm gonna go send you over to their chat and see if they want to come up.
Sounds good.
All right, stream. Just going to be setting this up really quickly, and then we'll be getting back in a moment.
Idiot.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Ooh, Spence Champ sounding a little robotic there. Hope that wasn't happening all game.
It happens every day, all day.
I apologize for that. Well, congratulations on your 2-0. Those games look super clean from you guys.
Thank you.
Honestly, you looked very, very dominant right there. That was scary to watch.
A lot of it was stuff, especially like calls that we were practicing to like follow the calls specifically, especially around those like the objective plays where we would stop bursting it at the end to allow like the Chofis to get it. So we didn't have like those really like hairy like Zigzolt coming in and ended up losing it.
No, it was
So
great. Especially that last Baron, you guys were able to bait out that Ornhorn and Zigzolt perfectly.
yeah, that was something we've been working on. It was nice to see it come through like game time.
So Spence Champ, talk to me about that initial invade in game 2 where you just man mode flash pulled on the ass to try and blow her flash. What was the thought process there?
Hey man, go big or go home.
Hey.
This isn't the league for weak invades. Go big or go home.
Trying to make those top flight Rekt plays.
One of these days, I'll nail it.
Maybe next week.
We'll see.
I mean, honestly, some of those team fights were absolutely insane. You definitely deserved it. You probably got a highlight play in there sometime. But going into this matchup, what do you think was the biggest factor that you were looking for in draft?
Honestly, one of the pieces was they don't like to play against Nautilus. They ban it out a lot, so it was a priority pick for us. And on top of that, it was, we banned some of our own champion pools just to take away some of their champion pools and put their jungle in a hole, make him pick something he's not comfortable on or maybe not as practiced with, and take it from there and see how the game plays out.
Very nice. I did notice some of those bans. I was wondering on why you would hurt Shu with even more bans, but definitely makes sense there. Now, talk to me about that big old dinosaur in the top lane. How did it feel going against Ornn?
It should have felt better than it did. I kind of misread a call from Zabel early on, and I elongated a trade and took a trade that I didn't want to take because I thought he was closer than he was, but that was my fault because I wasn't looking at the map. So that kind of put me a little bit behind early, but other than that, I was kind of in a position where I could have, taken more fights, I think, with the Ornn than I did, but I like that matchup a lot, typically.
I say you sound so hard on yourself. You're taking up the whole map. You're such a big boy and disrupting the backline with a champion that doesn't have any mobility. I thought you were gonna be like, oh yeah, I love my Cho'Gath.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean,
He's excited for the buffs next patch.
That's what it is. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, and honestly, your objective control of that game and your macro looked super clean. Have you guys been working on that a lot during practices?
yeah, absolutely. A lot of it's like trying to get everybody to talk together and communicate what we need to be doing. Spence and Zabel especially have been really stepping up and kind of doing some more coordination with this kind of stuff, and it makes my life a lot easier being all the way away from like dragons up in top lane. So definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys looked killer in there. We were actually talking about how it wasn't even if you took away all the mechanical skill that you guys showed in that game, your rotations and map movement and punishment is leagues above what else we've seen here.
Thank you.
Appreciated.
Any shout outs you boys want to do? Any last calls? Anything you want to bring up?
Shout out to the Ocean Boys.
And that's a good segue because we'll have to see them tomorrow at 8 o'clock to see how they did versus their opponents in the Raptors. Stay tuned for that. And next week, you guys are against Airdrake, pulling up against another top of the tier team. How do you feel going into that matchup?
It'll be a lot of fun. I like playing against the Air Boys.
Looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, and there you have it. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us for the interviews. We appreciate having you.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for casting.
Yeah, thanks for casting. Really appreciate it.
No problem. And once again, thank you very much, Endo, for joining me on this cast. It was a lot of fun.
Always a pleasure, my dude.
Always, indeed. And just remember, Rec League, to like, subscribe, follow us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all the channels. Also, we got new merch coming out, as I'm sure you've heard over the days. Some Rec League shot glasses, which are going to be put to good use at the end of the season. And keep in mind that we love you very much, and we hope to provide enough entertainment during this time of crisis. So stay tuned tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We will be with you then. Have a good night.